Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joining me today is Amy, your assessor of the city of Fitchburg. Amy, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you doing, Jeremy?
I am doing wonderful. If I can get my earpiece back in there. There we go. I am doing wonderful, and I'm glad to have you here today as we get closer to the open book session here, which will be starting on Wednesday, July 22nd through Friday, August 7th. Things are a little bit different in as far as appointments go, but as far as assessing goes, your your job is the same. There are some things that you've worked on very hard, and I know your staff's been working tirelessly during this whole time, and always, of course, but especially more than ever here. First, just tell us a little bit about the open book session.
Okay, so open book is running, like you stated, from July 22nd through August 7th, from 7:30 in the morning till 4:30 in the afternoon. Due to COVID, we're going to handle everything over the phone. So you can call our office at 608-270-4235, our main line, and we'll talk to you about your assessment if you have questions or concerns. Or disagree with what that value is. We will do via Zoom if we need to. We can do a Zoom walkthrough with a property owner. So if they have a camera on the laptop or their phone, we can schedule on a meeting like that if you think there's some type of condition issue or some problem with the data. So we'll do that instead of coming out and walking through your property this year.
Good to hear. Tell us a little bit about so how do we get to this point? So what have you been doing to get everything ready here and what's called the roll, get it all ready to go and out? Kind of give us the steps to get to up to our open book session.
Okay. Well, this year we've had a lot of changes. We've worked, like you said, we've worked really, really hard on this assessment roll. Throughout this year, well, we've had COVID, so we've had to work through that. And then we've also had a lot of staffing changes. And sometimes when you have staffing changes, you have fresh eyes and you find fresh things and new aspects that we want to review in that. So throughout this year, this is a revaluation year. And so we reviewed all the vacant land sales this year, and we've updated all of our land tables. So the land values will be changing based off of the land sales. And also we can use improved sales and abstract out the land values for like new construction. So we can take those new sale prices and take out the building costs to arrive at a land value based off of those. So we've updated all of our land values this year. We've also updated all of our cost tables. So we've moved to the most recent cost tables based on the Wisconsin Department of Revenue's Volume 2. And so whenever you do that, that alters values also because there's new values. So a second floor might have a different value than it had previously for the same square footage versus first floor. So that percentage or difference might come in slightly different. So we've updated those cost tables based on that. We also, when we did that, we removed all overrides. So anything that had any type of market adjustments, any type of overrides, we basically reset the entire values. So we removed all those overrides and started fresh with these new cost tables. And then when we review the sales, we apply market adjustments based on those sales. And sometimes when we do that, we'll find a certain neighborhood or a certain style of a house, like a split level or a bi-level. It might sell different. So even though the whole neighborhood appears to be a 7% change, we might find that actually the 2-story homes are only coming in at a 5% change, but the 1-story homes are coming in at 10%. So then we'll stratify again and arrive at, we just keep stratifying until we get those values as close as we can to those sale prices. We also looked at commercial properties this year, and we did a deep dive into the commercial properties. Previously, they had always valued those like outside the system, the CAMA system that we use, and using spreadsheets or hand calculations. And this year, we entered everything into our CAMA system to list each building based on those buildings' attributes.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of work, and I know we're just scraping over the surface here. But let's dive into some examples here. Being a homeowner myself, I'm thinking of things that questions that may pop up during this. So let's just say your value. Your assessment went up, and you're like, well, why is it assessed so high? I don't think it's worth that much, and everything in between. I didn't put a new roof on. I don't have a deck. I didn't do any updating. So why are you making mine value go so up? How would you approach that question? I know it's hard to say because we're not talking about a specific property or area, but
Mhm.
what do you say to questions like that?
So first, what we like to do is we like to discuss the data on your house first, and we'll talk through it with you and say, okay, do you have a fireplace? We want to make sure that data is listed correctly. So if we didn't get in the property, it might be estimated, and we might not have that data accurate because we're using the best information we have if we don't enter it. So first, we want to make sure that's accurate, and then we'll talk with the property owner and explain that the change in the value is because you have other properties that have sold within your neighborhood. That's typically what drives that change then, if you didn't make any changes, if you didn't add a deck or basement finish. So your neighbor's house, which might be identical to your house, sold, and it's sold for 10,000 more than what it had been previously assessed for. So let's say it was $200,000 before and it sold for $210,000. Well, that would mean it went up 5% for that property. No, yeah, 2.5%. Sorry, I'm doing my math in my head.
Hey,
So
you're doing
that
it on
would
the
apply
fly.
the
You're doing
same
better than I
percentage
would.
to your property. Yeah. So when we revalue, we want to have that at fair market value. So we'll apply those markets. And another thing we did this year, I was able to actually use the CAMA system and automatically, it took like, I think almost a day, 24 hours, I think, to input all the comparable sales. So every property is pulling in sales. And then we were able to go through each property and look at that. So if a property owner calls us, we'll talk to them about that. We'll look at those comparable sales, make sure they're good. So we want to explain kind of the basic aspect of it's really changing because of market then. But we need to make sure that data is accurate, because if it's not, then their value won't be accurate.
Yeah, and so this isn't a one-way conversation. This is a work through together to get the best assessment possible, which I think can be sometimes be hard for homeowners to understand. I was nervous the first time I went and talked to an assessor. I wasn't nervous talking to you. I like you. You're nice, but that can be nerve-wracking, and you want to it's hard to comprehend everything that's going on in there, and the good news is you're working with our staff to put together some materials, some videos to help explain all of this. Tell me a little bit about that real quick.
So we're working to put together a video that kind of explains some of the resources for property owners. It talks about the open book and border review. There are different guides at the Department of Revenue. So we've put together a little video that will be posted out there that you can kind of look at links. We have a sales book out there. So that little short video will also explain how some of those resources can be used by property owners.
Fantastic. I'm so excited to get that out there. And if people want to learn about more information regarding all of this, like you said, going to the website, it's the best resource right now. And if people want to give you a call, how can they do that, Amy?
They can call us at 608-270-4235. That's our main number, and it'll cascade down to the entire staff, so you don't have to pick one particular person. Just call that main number. You can email us. I like to do the phone calls because emails, they go back and forth and it's harder to connect with property owners. Um, a property owner can also send us via email if they have a private appraisal or any type of cost to cure, those type of things. But we want to make sure those values are accurate. An open book is a time where we can still make adjustments if they need to. So that's where we want property owners to view your data on your property online. We have that link on our webpage. Um, and you can view that data. And if you see something that's not right, just let us know.
Yeah, it's great to talk with you, get it all explained, and help you understand. I think that's the cool thing about open book. So
Yep.
be mindful again that with COVID-19 things have changed a little bit. Set your appointments up, and yeah, you guys will be very helpful on helping get everything done and taken care of this year. Amy, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it. Stay safe out there, and thank you for all your hard work and your staff. Again, you guys have been working tirelessly to get everything in order this year. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
And thank you for you and your staff for helping us put these videos together and resources out there. So it'll help the property owners, I think, a lot. So thank you.
No problem, no problem. All right, Amy, and assessing again, check the website fitfordwi.gov, and under the assessing tab, you'll be able to get everything you need to know here for upcoming open book. All right, we'll take a quick break. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.